really want to get a good drop because whoever gets first blood here gets a ton of coin, and now OUG taking down GG Miska. Now this is one of the firefly spots to the east of the map. Like three or four fireflies land around here, and they're with this Viper coming. They're able to assassinate that Faria Kurumi Monk. A little bit of an untraditional comp, but now WBG and J Team fighting it out at Sunwing Firefly spot. Looks like Sleepwalker, tried and true, one of the staples of this team, able to pick up a grab and take down one of the challengers. I wasn't sure what that team was, but now Ventus is coming in with that third party, coming in from another fire spot. Even though they don't got armor, I'm sure they're coming in with some ult, and the Akros coming in hot with the ult, absolutely shredding WBG with those staggers from that unblockable lunge, getting a ton of value. J-Team finding his res.
They're not going to get away with it. They tried for the res, and they just give away more kills, more points. They tried for the sneaky backdoor res, and it just did not work out for them. That is unlucky.
That's the power of that that Akos I was saying hip rain.
I love it. I love it. But we are actually seeing GG getting himself in a fight versus OUG. SS is going to be able to pop the stun. They should be able to finish up 3-3-0 in mech, and that is an easy win there for OUG if they are able to take themselves that fight. Cutting over down to XCG in the no ult zone. TE coming in with a Dragon's Rush there on the spear, trying to get the damage down. Gets another full charge off. Beautifully played by TE as they just absolutely slaughter XCG. And it has been a rough day one of Grand Finals for XCG. They have not achieved much right now. 0 kills, and they are 10th overall in the standings.
Yeah, surprisingly, TE with the triple ult ends up still taking down XCG in that no ult area, not even needing ults to follow up to finish off their rivals right there. Now going to JJ8 here at Wreckage. Spear being one of those great weapons inside trios, having all that stun effect. When you get that parry, you get that Dragon Rush, holding them down. And with the addition to these pulsar, you're seeing these great big bursts coming from these teams. Their position one, their aggro frontliner, their monks, their Yushans, able to come in with a ton of damage. And in trios, you don't really have a lot of energy to move around. But with this extra mechanic that the Pulsar brings, you're able to just move around and respace yourself, bringing in really ginormous blue attacks. Now, going into this, we're getting TE versus Bauda showing up with a Moonbane timing onto TE. TE's Monk ends up matching, so he doesn't get staggered. Oh, it looks like, I take it back, TE was able to get the Moonbane. What? No damage going down because I believe the Kurumi popped their F3, able to give that 90% damage reduction. Now Bauda is going to be taking a ton of damage from this Moonbane. Even though one of TE's members is taken down, they do have the Moonbane, that fourth player on their side, and TE VVV with that tether is going to get this res now. TXJ trying to kite around, survive, just buy time for his team using the bell, and the double Moonbane coming down, toasting that Yushan completely. But it's just a blue moon. Somehow he's just tanking so much damage, and TE turning this around, even though they initially got taken down. Bauda now on the ropes, trying to get out of this Moonbane, reposition and stabilize, but LYD's not going to let it happen. He's on top of Lion. Lion's going to have to sacrifice himself for the greater good, and Bauda losing out versus TE, but managing the damage though. Hiprain managing the damage. They do get out with their blue Moonbane onside their Kurumi, and it looks like they're gonna use it back and repay the favor onto TE. They're gonna drop the Moonbane on top of TE, and TE's gonna disengage, but Bauda's gonna be able to get that res on their teammate.
Yeah, they're gonna be able to pick them up, but that was rough, honestly. TE, that fight should not have looked that bad for them, considering they had the Moonbane down and everything, but I guess at the end of the day, they end up paying the price, and they do still get themselves the victory in the fight. Only getting a single kill, though, and a fight where they lost a player. They effectively traded 1-for-1, so not amazing for them on that front. As Xiaonan, low armor here, because he's only rocking that gray, and Jing is just obliterating his health bar. They have been able to take out Sleepwalker. Has got some healing coming in from the Kurumi Tether. They're trying to keep the pressure up onto Jing, as Jing doing his best to deal with them. But OUG have actually come in as a third party into this fight to see if they can pick up some kills. But SS immediately losing a little bit of HP there. Transformation will be wearing off fairly soon. And OUG coming in on that third party. Catch out onto Jing. Jing, half HP, no armor, is eating grapples after SS is just keeping the chase onto him, and this should just be enough. Down goes Jing. OUG able to pick that kill up, able to take themselves that fight. Great little third party from our front runners, who right now have 5 kills in their pocket as well. So they're having an amazing game. Ventus looking to try and get the stun off here with the Viper. 2 tickets caught, and EWG will be losing them. Having a quick look at the overall standings, J-Team haven't been able to achieve anything. They are 0 kills right now. They do have a traditional monk comp though, so when the realm of Yangs come up, when the late game starts to come up, that might be their moment to strike and see if they can make this game go for them. Same for TE, but TE have been able to pick 4 kills up, which is a major difference between the two favorites going into today, as Uran is being finished up by Ventus. Nice and easy there. Ventus using their power, but they were able to get with that man advantage and turn that fight on its favor, getting 2 kills picked up. As in a different location, JL right now are just grabbing loot, getting themselves set up. We'll have those second round with Yang starting to spawn up fairly soon, so expect to see some action when they come around.
At that 23-minute mark, you're going to see the Yang being announced, but first, Bauda able to salvage that situation versus T. Moonbane bring their teammates back, and now they're going to be fighting JJH. The Viper is going to come in, trying to get the silence, but they miss it. Bauda's Monk able to ult in response to it, but he's getting shredded. Almost 60% of his health being shredded immediately, and the Yoda wall's going to come out. Kurumi with the great counterplay, popping the healing circle perfectly so his Monk cannot be pushed out, and the Monk's going to tank it perfectly. Finally crowd controlling a lot of the players here. Unable to get the double grab, but able to tank a ton of damage and de-transform with the armor. Yushan ult still able to come up, and Wu-Chan is porting out. Now we still have Yushan ult still up, so their JJH is not going to be able to come in with that Viper ult to assassinate him. They're going to have to fully disengage here. Now, if JJH really wants to push the issue, they can come in and clean them up, but it looks like they're just going to let them go. They can't really play for Yang here. There is a little bit of Fireflies in the south that they could get. It's probably taken at this point. It looks like they're going to go and check out the cave to see if there are Fireflies. Now, they may run into JJH before Ann. Now, TE's to the right, fighting for Yang with GD and XEG. And in the north, no one is actually contesting that box. And with J-Team and I believe Alliance there looking to challenge to go in, and we're seeing the grief.
It's happening. We called for it, and it's actually going down. Eagle already losing a lot of HP. Juan gets himself caught by the uppercut, and the griefers have been griefed themselves. They're holding their ultimates. J-Team are quite happy to just not go into the realm of Yang. They did burn a single Yueshen ultimate there, but ultimately, Alliance, they got turned on hard here, and they're going to pay the ultimate price. J-Team say, sure, we don't get the buff, but we're just going to take the double kill and move on from that. Huge.
Yeah, with TE versus XCG now, 2 Titans going at the rematch. XCG and TE both going into Yang repeatedly, now finally going against each other. Kurumi Circle is going to be coming out, and TE is going to drop Monk form and trade out with the Yushan from XCG, trying to stabilize here. Xiaonan holding the line in front while his Kurumi tries to res the Yushan, unable to. TE's able to secure this kill and take down XCG. And with that, we were talking about that Yang grief, and the problem with Temi for Yang griefing, you're not a Viper. Yushan can immediately spot that grief coming in, and all he needs to do is ult, provide the buff to his team, and your ult does nothing to the Transformers, and they're able to come after you with the threat of Monk ult looming in the background. And what a great play from J-Team. That's the type of stuff that you want to see from the veteran teams, showing up even under pressure, making the right calls.
That's one of those plays as well where you go, it should tilt you for that happen, and you're like, damn it, we really wanted to fight for that Realm of Yang. But the fact that you turn it almost cleanses your mental. You're like, ah, that feels so good. They lost for trying to cheese us, and we didn't have to burn as much. Like, they burnt a single ult to win that fight. Meanwhile, the Alliance burnt everything. They threw all of their abilities down, hoping that they were going to win that fight, and it did not pan out for them at all. J-Team going to be very happy off the back of that one. TE, though, 8 kills in. They have known that the last 2 games weren't perfect for them, and they want to strike back. They do have Ventus, who also have 8 kills this game, though, so lobby could be contested by the likes of Ventus right now. J-Team, they're a long way off from catching up, but OUG also sitting on 5 kills, so they are not willing to give up that top spot. You know, they've fought tooth and nail. They've had to play a whole extra round to get here to the grand finals in that last chance qualifiers. So OUG having an absolutely phenomenal recovery from everything as TE are going to keep the pressure up here onto GD. TE, obviously, with that Vermilion's Birthmite, are feeling very comfortable and confident to go in onto this fight as K, getting himself somewhat chunked out here, is just going to throw down the transformation, and that's just going to buy him the mobility he needs. There's a whole bunch of teams in the area, though. This could get real messy real fast between all of these teams as K trying to turn it around actually onto LYD, gets a big chunk out of him. K also eating a fair amount of damage himself, still has some time left on his transformation though, so it's going to be able to use the mobility that he gains off that as Xiaonan tries to jump in on to a member of TE. TXJ has been somewhat caught out. The bell's going to get popped, his armor's taken away, and there comes all of the damage. The transformation is going to have to be forced out by TXJ, but Xiaonan, he answers in kind, throwing down his own transformation, and you can see with the bigger health bar, he just has better armor to work with, so he's way stronger than TXJ, whose health bar is being absolutely obliterated right now. TXJ is going to have to use that Birthmite nice and early as VVV finds himself being grabbed out. The slam comes down. VVV falls as well to JL, who come in with that third party and looking to tidy up some of these members as Anne is going to be going down, and it is just a cluster of teams fighting here. One Feng forced to use the transformation, able to find himself one grab, gets the second grab, double slam coming down, looks for the re-grab onto one, is able to get it, and that is going to be a member of GS down and out. Nowhere for them to go. Another grab coming in. One Feng just doesn't miss, and he is farming kills for his team. They need it. They've got the Realm of Yang debuff on them, and this is one way to cleanse it. One by one, they are cleansed. JL able to get that Realm of Yang debuff off them and have a fantastic 4/5 party into a very messy fight. But here come the front runners. OUG, they can see that everybody was fighting in the area, and they smell blood in the water.
What an absolute mosh pit here just north of mine. TE coming in hot with the buff, keeping their snowball going with, where were they at? 8 kills on a Transformer team this early in the game is phenomenal. And the reason why is they're able to get so much loot from this and set up for this end game. Normally, teams kind of slow down between 3 to 6 teams when they have a monk, but having 8 kills, this is what I was saying, that even though TE was fading down a little bit, they started out early, they had a bad second game, they are one of those teams that are capable for these 30-bomb, 40-bomb games, getting over 20 kills and securing that first place. Now, we're seeing GD hold the line there, surviving the pressure from TE, able to have their Yushan create an opening, and with the second Yang coming out, looks like GG's posturing, looking to go in, and so is GD. I don't think TE will go in knowing that they have 8 kills. It's a little bit risky, but we're seeing J-Team also posturing to go in, establish their dominance, so we may be having a GD versus J-Team. But before then, we have OUG getting super aggressive, finding these kills. I'm happy to see the Takeda variations of these Viper comps and the Akos variation doing a ton of work. I'm kind of sick of that Yodo. The same way that you're sick of monks, I'm sick of Yodo. That character is so annoying to fight against. And now we're going to see who's going to step to the plate. J-Team is stepping up to the plate. Bunch of blueberries. If they win this, they're going to go on and profit a ton. If they lose this, I don't see them making it out of here unless they find a great situation that we saw here north of mine where multiple teams were fighting. You're able to get in and get out, getting that soul bloom to get out the Yang depletion. But we're going to see if another team is willing to challenge J-Team here. But before that, GS versus OUG, still looking to fight, probe for weakness. And without the Wu Chen ult up, they want to play this a little bit slowly, but it doesn't look like GS is going to let them go and rat it out in these tunnels. They're going to flush out these rats. Although I see GS, this is a Monk going into close quarters versus a Viper Takeda. Highly ill-advised, because in a lot of positions where there's a low ceiling, Monk is not able to ult. So he's not going to get the pure value of being this character with a second health pool. And with that bow shot, it looks like GS is going to give it up. They are really, really scaled. I don't see how they were going to win that fight. Maybe I guess they could just play off Yusha. Now we're going to go to TE versus WBG. WBG's Jing looks like he's a lone wolf. Maybe a solo player getting picked off right now. Forced out. It's going to use the Moonbane very wisely to create space. Now for TE, this could be grief where they just get double hit. Now Jing is actually getting hit by the Moonbane.
Oh no!
And he gets blown up and taken down by LYD's pistol.
He took 2 Moonbane shots in a row and then gets pistoled. Eagle gets golden jewel swords, got the purple armor as well off the back of that. They just got a freebie on the Realm of Yang, so they lost out on getting into the first one, but they want to fight, and then they get a free one on the second time. I'm sure J-Team are quite happy with that. Maybe they wanted to find some kills, knowing that they need to get some points put together, but this does set them up for a better end game. We'll have to keep our eyes on them, because last time they played the Monk comp, they kind of fumbled in that final circle. They transformed first, like you said you don't do, and then they were the first out for it. Eagle just got bullied the entire time, as it does feel like now the teams are starting to play that small, more relaxed, chilled last couple of stages of the game. 31 players left in this lobby, so not as slow as our first game of the day, and it doesn't look to continue to be too much slower, because JJH finishing up EWG and taking them out as our 4th team out of the game. Unfortunately for EWG, they will be waiting now for game number 4. Wow, we're already at the halfway point. Have to wait for game number 4 before they can play again. As SS and the rest of OUG are quite happy just waiting around inside the mines. Like you said, they got the Takeda. Like, they want people to come to them. If people chase them into the mines, they have so much power in those close quarters, so much burst capability. So one of those things that they will just be keeping their eyes on.
And you're seeing teams like GG, even though they have 0 kills on the board, they have full purple armor. And in these end games, these Monks are super dangerous. With 30 players on the board, GG is one of those teams capable of picking up 10 kills. It's all about how many ults you can get on your Monk. 3 to 4 ults these Monks are able to get in these lobbies. All of these Monks are super elite as far as knowing different little tricks to the trade to get those double grabs, get those soul blooms, farm up that ult using that cannon. And a lot of these guys are basically using no energy glyphs at all, just full damage rage. So every cannon shot that they shoot, with the ton of repair kits they have, they're able to farm that ult back up. But it makes fighting extremely difficult. As you see GS's Monk move around, every time he dodges, that energy bar is going up super slow. He practically just has 2 dodges, and he is the Monk for his team, essentially. Always in that Monk from him. We're gonna see JJH versus JL going down. Viper, Rain with the Cavalry Bloom looking to get in there, but Fong able to zone him out with the nunchucks. That gold focus just absolutely zoning them out. This Viper doesn't want to get juggled and get 100 to 0, but they're going to keep it up, and the silence is going to go down. They get it onto the Yushan. This is really bad for the Transformers. If Rain decides to pop ult, he's not going to be able to counter it for his team, and Fong stuck and a victim of this, not able to get any peel, but it looks like JLAS is able to get out and get that ult off, forcing water to go down, and the port is scuffed. Wu Chen not able to get out of line of sight to put that port down. JL's been able to jump on, deny the res, and it looks like JL's going to be picked off, but Ventus coming in with that third body. Fong realizing that, gonna pop that ult to iframe. This Viper ult Grabs going down. Fong, even though he's stunned, will his teammates be able to peel for him? Healing circle goes down. He's getting shredded. He has to jump up and down. Ventus shredding this monk, chopping him down. He's able to de-transform, and then Bell able to survive the onslaught from Ventus, and Ventus backs off. JL able to survive such a fierce third party, and looks like a fourth party is coming in from, it looks like GS up to the north, able to pick off. Ventus is poured out of there, and now JL using the Serene perfectly to disengage out of this sticky situation, and now JJH coming back in. Rain being like, hey, how you guys doing? Did you survive? Can we pick up a kill? No, it doesn't look like they want to commit. No ults in hand, but that fourth and fifth party, Hip Rain, going really nuts, transitioning into this endgame with 27 players alive.
That was absolute chaos. As OUG actually now has 7 kills, looking to pick up a couple of extra here. They jumped onto Dongqing, catching him out pretty low. The wind wall actually comes up to make sure they don't get caught by the grab, sliding straight into the zone. Xinyu dodges away on the grab, but it lands onto the king, so now OUG have to turn. They have to fight this to keep the king alive. He's able to wiggle out, and they do separate away. They've already got a kill onto K. GD running at a bit of a disadvantage here. Is OUG quite happy to tank the zone to avoid the grabs from Kakashi, as Kakashi is trying to catch onto Dongqing. Dongqing able to just stand below him and away for the moment. Kakashi about to lose that transformation. He will be swarmed by the members of OUG. Kakashi, I don't think he's going to be able to live this for too much longer. SS is just stepping back, playing it nice and chill, but actually they got K on the transformation as well. And GD just desperately trying to get away. In comes SS. They're trying to catch him out, but they're unable to connect. There goes one kill. Kakashi finally falls to OUG off the back of that one. OUG very low though, so probably do want to just step back and get some healing done before they look to chase anymore.
What a great performance from OUG. They haven't had a bad game so far, playing every single composition super well, with 8 kills with this Viper Takeda Wu Chen. 57.7, 10-point lead above GD. Now, GD is that Transformer team, so they're going to pick up a little bit as we transition into this game, but they do lose their monk. Actually, I take that back. OUG takes down their competitors. Number 2's monk getting chopped off. The legs being chopped off from this Transformer team. Without the monk, there is not much hope for this team to get any more kills. But TE coming alive with 9 kills. I'm excited to see what they're going to bring going into this endgame. Now, GD with Yushan having this endgame with mine, there is a ton of maneuverability, and Yushan, out of all the 3 characters, has the most amount of mobility to stay alive in here. So he still can salvage that 3 to 5 points in placement going forward. Now, OUG, even though they're a bunch of blueberries here, going into this endgame, one of the great things you can do in these type of situations is salvage by going to these chests, picking up the leftover jades, maxing out your health, maxing out your melee, maxing out your attack depending on what class you're playing, but then transitioning to spotting out the box situation going down, because a lot of the time there's a gold armor in there and a purple armor, and as long as you come in hot with this third party, seeing which team riskily goes in there, and you have this Viper, you can rapidly scale up and yoink some kills here. Now, it looks like OUG has a ton of great jades on their cannon, and the same way that monks are become a factory of getting ult over and over, these Vipers are the same thing for those teams, where that giant V1 stun, having that 5 seconds to just absolutely delete and melt someone's health pool, becomes so critical in these end games. Now, when they do it, is super important, because there's so many Yushans on the map to counter, and it looks like GG, J-Team all want this posture on the left. I'm not sure if a ballista might be in place here. Doesn't look like it. Just Yang circles. A lot of the times around the mine, with the addition of all these different ballistas, these end games end up being super spicy because teams just consolidate and hold on to it. We're seeing, like I was saying, that box able to salvage a purple armor, and OUG looking really prime. Who do you think is going to take this, Hip Rain?
It's so early to call, right? It's so early to call. J-Team, though, getting absolutely railed by cannons. They are geared to the teeth. Golden armor on 2 members. No, so golden armor on one member, golden weapons, I believe, on everybody right now. They are super, super strong. The problem they have, though, is they had such a bad position, but they just get absolutely railed for it. Rain comes in looking for the stun onto the J team members. They're able to actually break line of sight into a couple of those players, as it is just carnage for the cannons. Water is liquefied by Eagle as they make quick work of that. 101TN transformed to buy space, but Water is going to be able to get blinked out and resurrected. But J team, this has been their major failing for the entire season. They are so bad at finding positions on the final circle, and half the time they just get railed by cannon fire. Rain's again looking to try and jump in onto the J team members. J team are just being bullied in this little area they've got themselves set up in for, and with the zone moving, they're going to be forced out anyway. But Water may find himself in danger. SS is looking for the stun onto multiple members inside the zone. Water should be finished up nice and quickly. OUG sorting themselves out a bunch of kills as JJH have been eliminated from the lobby, as GG has gone for the transformation. Same for Bowder. They're able to find a grab onto LXM, who is going a little bit low, but keeping himself up with the heels, able to just about squeeze away from that fight and from that action. I don't know where J-Team are. They are still in that area, just waiting to try and farm up some cannon shots and also not transform yet, as we are going to see the mech come out here. LXM's going to get that mech up. Does take the cannon fire there from the mech on that right click, but is able to just about survive this one out for the moment. As Bowder going to now drop into this low ground and go in for the healing. J-Team are in the area, though. A couple of cannon fires do land onto them on that area for the moment, as TE just holding himself quite comfortably atop this this boulder, just using it as a position to get the cannon fire off. They have a transformation that they can throw out, and Eagle has transformed himself. Will be looking for a grab. Able to grab onto Malman. Looks for the second grab. Unable to get it. Malman gets slammed. Is able to survive just a little bit longer. They look for the re-grab onto him. Unable to connect it, but they do just about get enough damage to find the re-grab. Eagle's going low. Jumps into the Kurumi ultimate. And 3-3-0 actually steals the kill away from the members of GG, from the members of J-Team. GG securing the kill. Eagle gets himself taken out, though, by 3-3-0. Just rubbing salt in the wound at this point, as now he's going to go for the transformation. They're going to try and get the tether, try and get the resurrection off onto Eagle, as Bowder's Lion TT is going a little bit low, but ZK is just too low. I don't know if he's going to be able to survive this one. Is just about alive for now, as 101TN holding on. J-Team have suddenly springboarded themselves up to 6 kills out of seemingly nowhere. But they've got 2 members down and 1 member in transformation with low HP. I don't think they're going to be able to hold on for too much longer, while TXJ, for the side of TE, quite happily holding this high ground, finding himself the re-grab. Not actually able to get the slam off there onto those members. As VV going a little bit low, is able to hold on, actually taken down by AS. As we've still got 11 members all scrapping for this high ground, for this final little bit of area where they can go for the fight. You can see the overall health bars and armor of all of the individual members on the map on the left-hand side of the screen, as One Feng gets himself a slam onto Ann, able to take him down. And this is actually JL holding this high ground, holding the advantage right now. Another grab does go onto TXJ. TXJ heavily chunked out. One Feng does lose that transformation, though, and is now going to have to give up that high ground, as Malman tries to just inch his way up a little bit higher, a little bit more comfortably into this position, as JL on the low ground also got those health bars and those ultimates to use. The 3-3-0 gets onto the top of the high ground, is now going to be looking for those grabs, unable to connect any. 101TN is still in this game, still desperately trying to avoid being grabbed, trying to just get as many placement points for his team as possible, but now he's been jumped onto, and this may just be the end of days. No, he has the transformation. He's going to try and jump forward into TE, getting the slam down onto the TXJ. TE having to find an opportunity to heal up here, as 101TN has just been a bit of a menace on the low ground. Is going to force the transformation out from TXJ here, as he is desperately trying to just jump around and avoid away from the members of TE. Somehow, we have got J-Team in this lobby still, waiting to see if another player, another team can just be evicted before they are. As there goes the transformation for 101TN. He's just going to try and play on the high ground, but unfortunately for him, he has been grabbed out in mid-air, and that should be the end of J-Team. Finished up by JL, who have got an absolutely solid foothold in this game. TXJ, low HP, grabbed by One Feng, finished up as Bowder are just tidying up this lobby. I gave them a lot of flack this game, but they